see them when I pick up a lump of clay, one of my first questions I ask, what do you see? And they say, well, I see a clod of dirt. I said, well, that's not what I see. I said, well, I see a picture. I see a face. Well, maybe I see a face, Joe.
Today, C.J. Meaders and his son Clete are prepared for a full day of work. A day that will see the transformation of natural mountain clays, fashioned by the work of skilled hands, into pieces of traditional Appalachian history. The Meaders family pottery in Cleveland, Georgia, was born of the days when handmade vessels of clay were necessary items for everyday living. Although C.J.'s grandfather made little pottery himself, he made sure the potters he hired taught his sons the craft. In 1905, C.J.'s father, Clete J. Meaders Sr., opened his first shop in Gainesville, Georgia.
My earliest memories go back to I was just really a small child. I was probably no more than 4 or 5 years old because I was so small that my father built a platform behind his potter's wheel so we could sit up there and watch him make pottery, and he'd talk to us. And he had a good sense of humor, and he had a lot of stories he wanted to tell us. A lot of it dealt with pottery, and a lot of it didn't, you see.
The Meaders farm is rich in Georgia clay, and both father and son know exactly how to find it.
How deep are you in there now, son?
I'm about 2.5 feet there.
Well, I tell you what, you're in good clay now. Yeah, I don't believe it's no deeper than that. Look how soft, pliable that is. That's got a lot of blue clay in too, hasn't it? Or just all yellow?
Well, I believe it's yellow and white too.
Well, we don't have to fix nothing with that. We just use it like it is.
Well, let's dig right here.
All right, let's dig right here. That's fine.
The way I mix my clay up, if I was to change, it'd take me a year to get used to it. I mix my clay up the same way every time, and because I know what I can do with it. You know, you get to know your clay.
Come on, Mew. Come on, Mew. Yep. Get up. Get up.
Man, I'm not being a folk potter because it's cool to be a folk potter. I'm being a folk potter because that's what I was taught how to do. I've never turned on an electric wheel in my life. I wouldn't know how to turn an electric wheel.
Tradition is the mainstay of the Meaders' work, and they see no reason to change. The clay is turned on a foot-powered treadle wheel, the same way the Meaders family has done it for 4 generations.
And you got to make something that you're satisfied of. It's not such thing as mocking somebody else or copying somebody else. You got to be yourself. And don't try to look at another piece of pottery and make something like it. Make it until it pleases you. If it don't please you, tear it up and start again. But once it's satisfied, you're satisfied, stop with it right there because you're the master of it.
Being a potter, you know, it's a good way to just have your feet on the ground. You know, especially folk pottery, I mean, you've got to work in according to the good Lord's ways. You know, you can't do what that clay won't let you do. See, you got to screen them ashes real good. Get all the nails and rocks and everything out of there. Well, to tell you the truth, I get attached to them because when I make a face, I remember putting it on, and you can tell about what kind of mood I was in when I made them faces. Yeah, if I'm angry, I make angry faces. If I'm happy, I make something that's pretty happy.
Perhaps the most unique feature of the Meaders pottery is its glaze, the last step before firing. Mixed and strained by hand, it takes on a silken quality. The recipe is the family's most closely guarded secret.
You see how smooth it is? To me, that's beautiful. You'll get a lot better idea once you put it on a jug. but it's about like a malted milk is about what you're after. You add tobacco spit to a bunch of creek water and just hope it turns out good. Yeah, I'm lying, but there hadn't been a Meaders yet that wouldn't tell a lie.
It's things of nature that make the recipe. Creek water, wood ash, clay, and ground up pieces of flint and glass in some mysterious combination yield a glaze which moves on the pottery. The Meaders tend their kiln purely from instinct, but that's because they claim over 100 years and 4 generations of pottery making.
I'm looking right now to keep an even flame over my ware, over my pots. And what I'm trying to do at this stage right now is to heat the walls of this kiln up.
You got a feel for the whole thing that when you cut your own wood and dig your own clay, you're it. You're totally responsible for everything.
I like burning a kiln with Dad and listening to him tell him stories about when he was a kid.
I know one time that Daddy was making a lot. I guess he had 400 or 500 jugs sitting out in the yard. And I guess the revenue officer seen it because the next day he come by and he said, "Mr. Meaders, I want to ask you a question." He says, "Yes, I seen all these jugs in the yard. There's not any now. Who bought them?" He said, "Well, I tell you what. There's a man come by here and he wanted my jugs and he had money that I wanted, so we made a swap."
Through years of experience, and in a way kept only in the mind of the potter, the temperature inside the kiln is brought up to around 2,500 degrees. Now the Meaders pieces take on an eerie, translucent life of their own. It is well into the next day before the kiln has cooled enough for unloading. For CJ and Cleter, it is a moment of truth.
Ain't nothing can be wrong with the world. When I got a piece of pottery that makes it, everything must be all right. That's the way I feel. I feel totally fulfilled.
To me, it's just part of my life, you see, and I don't want it destroyed. I like to know that 100 years from now, that something that was important 100, 200, 300 years ago is still important and recognized today. And I intend to keep it going as long as I possibly can. I like them to remember me as being a kind and gentle man that tried to put everything I had into making something that the world could respect and honor years to come.